All right, we're live.
Hey, Paul.
Hey, Sean. What's up?
Hey, another two-man show. No
Yeah,
John again this week. I think he's actually live doing a different podcast right now.
yeah, I think so.
He's two-timing us.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Okay, it happens.
Sure.
What's new with you, Paul?
Oh, not a whole lot. Just tired. Just tired. That's it.
That's not new.
That's not
Nothing new
new.
there.
No, nothing new.
Did you fall into the Oscar stuff?
No, I can't stand the Oscars.
No. Okay. All right. I'm trying to like there were some good awards. Godzilla -1
Okay,
got a W there. I can't remember what category it was. Probably like
special effects maybe.
special effects or something like that.
Sure,
Yeah, I don't remember. I wasn't watching it. I was just scrolling through Twitter
sure.
while I played way too much Final Fantasy. Boy and the Heron took animation, which I was pretty surprised because I thought Elemental was pretty good.
Okay, sure. What else was
So good for.
in that category? If you can remember, just off the
There
top.
was I know there was a foreign film about, or there was one about robots that I haven't seen. It was pretty small, but that was in there.
Okay.
I don't remember what was in
Hmm.
the animated category.
Okay.
Oscars animated 2024. Let's find out. It's just. This is just. Oh, here we go. Nimona, the Netflix show movie.
Okay. Yeah.
Robot Dreams. That was the one I was talking about. And
Okay.
then, oh yeah, Across the Spider Verse, which
Okay.
that's another one. And I'm surprised it got beat.
I have a so I haven't seen The Boy and the Heron. Uh I have a cynical idea. Did it just win because it's Studio Ghibli? Like is that just what happened? It just wins automatically? Was it good?
No, that rarely happens.
Is it? Okay. Because I haven't heard
If you want
anybody
to
talk
swap,
about The Boy and the Heron at all.
if you, I heard plenty of people talking about it. It was getting great review scores, so it's not a total shock. But it's usually if Pixar is in it,
Oh,
Pixar wins.
sure. Pixar hasn't had
And
anything for a while, right? Like nominated?
I think they have. I just don't think they've had anything like
Huge.
super amazing,
Nothing
huge. But
huge,
I
yeah.
thought Elemental was pretty good. So
Mm-hmm. Would you have chosen Elemental over Boy and Heron? Boy and the Heron?
I haven't seen Boy and the Heron.
Okay.
I missed that because that kind of came out around the holiday time, and I was up in Calgary.
Oh,
Um,
sure. Yeah. Okay.
Trying to see what was the last few Pixar ones because yeah, see the last few weren't major like Lightyear. No one's talking about Lightyear.
Mm, yeah.
Turning Red. Turning Red's okay, but still wasn't a huge splash. I
Yeah.
personally love Luca, but I don't think
Yeah.
anyone cares about Luca.
Luca was great. That was a good one.
Soul, Onward, like these are all like in pandemic ones that no one really gave
Yeah.
much of an interest in, So
Sure. That makes sense.
yeah, yeah. Anyway,
Hmm.
that was the Oscars. I hear
Cool.
Boy and the Heron's coming back to theaters down here, so I'm gonna try my best to go see it this time.
Okay. What was best movie or whatever?
Oppenheimer.
Sure. Okay.
Oppenheimer won a bunch of stuff. I think Anatomy of the Fall won a bunch of stuff. Poor Things won a bunch of stuff. I
Okay.
think those are some of like the big winners.
Okay. I have no respect at
Uh,
all for the Oscars, so I couldn't care less about
out
them.
of, out
But
of the Best Picture nominations, I watched Naiad when I was on vacation back in January. I recommend that movie. It's on Netflix. That's a pretty good one.
okay. Cool.
And yeah, in the chat they're confirming Best Visual Effects for -1. Just
Visual
I
effects,
was
yeah.
I was seeing like some funny tweets being like, and this person it only took them 46 years, but Godzilla finally got an Oscar. Good for them.
Yeah. It was a pretty incredible movie.
Absolutely,
I
for
never
sure.
did go see it in its second run in black and white. I didn't think Godzilla -1 minus color or whatever it was called.
Sure. Yeah, I know. I didn't either. I usually don't do that. I remember they did the same thing with like Mad Max, Fury Road.
Yeah. No, I have no interest in that.
In other animation news, Invincible's back tonight. Or it's already out.
Yeah, the like half season thing, right? The like mini special or
Continues, I
something.
guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna watch that after we're done recording for sure.
Nice.
All right, but let's talk about some video games. That's why everyone's here, because this is the top down perspective for March 14th. Oh yeah, it's Pi Day.
Yeah, happy 3.14.
Yeah, happy Pi Day. I'm Sean Booker.
I'm Paul Fleck.
And Paul, did you play anything?
Not really. I restarted Rebirth again, or I picked it
What?
back up again last night.
Oh, okay.
I spent a
I
few
was like,
days off
don't
of
do
it.
that.
I was starting to burn myself out, so I was like, I'm going to take a few days and do just other stuff. And it was nice. It was nice coming back to it and just being like, oh, I'm not completely annoyed by every little thing I have to do. So this is fun again. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so just like our weekly check-in, where are you at in the game now?
I'm starting to climb Mount Corel. So I did all the stuff I could in what was that area? The oh my god, why am I blanking on the name? Costa
I
del
don't even
Sol.
remember the.
You know, like after you
Oh
do the
yeah.
town
Okay.
stuff and then you open up kind of the like I don't know, maybe like 3 kilometer span beside it along the beach and stuff. I did in
Yeah,
that area.
that's a weird chunk because you can't finish that area
Right.
before Mount Corel. Yeah, like it's different than the previous two areas.
Yeah, so I
But that's
did
where the gym is. Did you do all the gym stuff?
yeah. There's only like one thing that you do 3 times or whatever, so in the gym
Well, I mean
specifically.
that's what it was in remake as well.
Yeah.
It was pull-ups. This one's worse though because of all the like
The
dual
haptic
sense
feedbacks. Yeah.
just with the triggers like
Yeah.
man, this one's how long did it take you? Were you on it for a while or did you breeze through it?
You're talking about like the final challenge, right? Because the other ones
Yeah,
were like
yeah,
one
of
shots
course.
for the most part.
Yeah.
So I have this weird problem where anytime it started on L1, I just had to reset it because my left finger
Yeah.
doesn't work on L2 the way it's supposed to for like it's specifically the one where you have to push L2 down halfway and then like crunch it down after the bar fills up. I have like no dexterity to do that in my left hand,
Oh,
so
no.
it just was literally like if I'm not starting on R1, I just can't do it. I physically cannot do that
That
thing.
is that's another reason why it's harder is they switch up the pattern, like they'll flip it on you,
Yeah,
which is so insanely devious because you'll be sitting there, you're stumbling through it, you keep screwing up and you're like, "Well, I guess I got the muscle memory. I should be getting better." And then they're like, "Flip the entire thing, muscle memory gone." And it's not like a back forth like 1 2 1 2 50 50. It's just
no,
I don't think there's a pattern. It's just like completely random
it's
because
just random. Yeah,
I did it for so long with R1 starting it, and then it switched to L1. And I was like, "What? What?
yeah,
Let's hit retry."
yeah.
And then yeah, that is super annoying. I think I think I did finish it on L1, even though I learned the muscle memory on
R1,
R1.
yeah,
But then for whatever reason, every time I failed and restarted it, it just kept going with L1. So I was like, "All
weird.
right, well, let's just go." And the intro is just long enough where it's like, just fucking start.
Yeah,
Let's just fucking do the sit-ups.
that the final challenge against Jules is somewhat difficult, mainly because you actually just can't stop going as fast as you can at some point because he just continuously is going. So once you like
Yeah.
get the speed up, you're just like you're either in it, and if you fuck up, you just gotta restart. I think I did it about 4 times before I got it.
Oh wow, that's a very impressive. I think the pull up was like that as well.
Yeah,
If I It's been a while,
it
but I think
was.
it was like if you screw up even once, you might as well retry.
I spent like
I
an hour
probably
on the
spent
pull-ups. Like that broke
oh
my
okay.
brain last time.
I don't remember how long I took on the pull ups. This one took me probably like 30 minutes or so.
Sure.
Um and like I had to like turn the volume off. I was like, I just need to like focus.
Yeah.
I was this close to breaking out the dual sense edge and being like, I'll use the back buttons. That way, when it needs me to like hit the R2 over and over again, there's no resistance. So I'll just be able to slam through that. But I was like, it is not worth bringing like another finger into this. Like, I'll just do it right. But I was so close because I was just like,
That's funny.
holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was pretty frustrating, but it wasn't the worst, I would say. And I think a big portion of that is because I took some time off of the game and I was just like fresh
Okay.
coming back. I wasn't annoyed. I was playing it like every night. And at some point I was starting to be like, I want to play some other games. I want to watch like some TV shows or so. I want to do anything other than that. So I did that, and it felt really good. But I'm
I had
glad to
like
be
a
back in.
big like probably 9-10 hour session on Sunday where I played just like all that. It was pretty nuts.
Mm-hmm.
I did take a few days off. I can't talk about why. I'll talk about next week. Um, but
Sure.
right now in Rebirth, I am in Gaga, I think is how they're saying it. It's basically the fourth open world chunk.
Okay.
Um, but similarly to the third one, which I don't even remember the name of the third area. Um, you can do a chunk of it, then there's like a big story spot, and then it opens up fully, and I'm in that part now.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah. What's also weird about the third one is you can't do everything even once it's like fully open and stuff. You can do
Mm.
all but two, and they literally say to you, "You should just come back later." And and even the
Oh.
characters are like, "What? No, what? What? Okay, I guess we'll come back later."
Okay.
So
Weird.
that one I have like 95% of it done. So
Okay.
eventually I'll come back and do that, I guess.
Sure. That's pretty much it for me, though.
Right on. Other than Rebirth, I've been playing Dead Island 2. I've actually been playing this for like a few weeks and stuff now.
Yeah.
It's like my co-op game I'm doing right now, but I was just playing it in such little bits and starts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty much near the end of it now though, so I wanted to finally talk about it.
Okay.
I think Dead Island 2 is like really good, really fun. I think it looks really great. Um, it's on Game Pass, so if people are interested now, I think it came to Game Pass like last week, maybe 2 weeks ago or something like that. So
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of just great, and it's like 4 player co-op. Like me and my buddy are just we have like a public game set up, so like randos will just kind of join us, and that's a lot
Oh.
of fun. And
Hmm.
it does the kind of the Dead Rising thing of like here's a bunch of like weird ass kind of weapons that you like strap together. So now you have a lightning sword that you're fighting. It is primarily melee focused. You do get guns,
Mm-hmm.
um, but I don't know. You run out of bullets pretty quick, and then you're gonna end up going back to your knife sooner or later. And they
Yeah.
have like Wolverine claws you can equip and stuff like that. Um, in what surprised me is so I played the demo for this back at PAX East last year, and their demo was this boardwalk fair kind of area where you end up fighting a zombie clown at the
Okay.
end of it.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole time I'm playing through Dead Island 2, I was just saying to my friend like, "Oh, I know at some point we're gonna fight a zombie clown. I know it's gonna come sooner or later. Sooner or later." You don't fight that clown until like 75% through the story.
Wow.
Um,
Okay.
which I am so shocked that this demo at PAX and it was a public demo. It wasn't like, I had to go to like a behind closed doors. This was the one that was like on the show floor. That was the demo they were giving is here's this chunk from 75% into the story. And it's not like it like tells you much of the story. Um, but I guess that was just one of their more like special bosses or whatever. I don't know.
Hmm.
I was just kind of surprised. Usually the demos are like the beginning of the game, maybe an hour into the game, so that you're not doing like tutorial stuff on the demo because that would be kind of boring at like a PAX. But yeah, I thought that was kind of unique and weird.
Yeah, because the beginning of that game, like the first major area is like that hotel with the ballroom fight with the poison guy, right? The poison
Yeah,
zombie. Yeah.
out by the like, yeah.
In the pool area and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know you had played this game.
Yeah, I played it when it came out. I don't think it's very good.
Oh, I think it's pretty fun. I like the combat and all the abilities. I like the kind of card system where you can like add modifiers to your actual character.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's fun. Also, maybe the best drop kick I've ever seen in a video game.
Dropkick's pretty good.
Like
Yeah, that's true.
you jump, hit R3, and your whole character just 90 degrees slams, and they go flying. Like,
Yeah.
oh, it is so satisfying. And like I was playing this at like far enough intervals away from each other that it was like I would just forget about the drop kick just enough to be like, "Oh, this fucking rocks," every time I came back to it. And then with the modifiers, you can be like, every time you drop kick an enemy, they explode
Yeah.
or they light on fire and stuff. And like, I
The
do think it
dropkick
is one
is
of the
really
best drop kicks.
powerful.
So good.
It's very good. Yeah.
Yeah. And the game knows that because
Yeah.
a lot of the side quests are like, why don't you knock these like zombies off the edge? So you're just drop kicking them like off the edge of a building over and over again.
Yeah.
Um, and you end up having to do it like too many times because it's like do it to 16 different zombies and you don't have enough stamina to just keep doing it. But it is just still very enjoyable to just like send them launching off something.
Yeah. And it does the standard Dead Island thing of like creating weapons and whatever.
Yep.
Like, yeah, it's all there. If you like Dead Island stuff, it's good. I think probably if you're playing with a friend, you'll find it funner than I did. I found it kind of a slog, so I stopped playing it.
I think it's a good addition for Game Pass
Yes.
because I was playing it before it hit Game Pass and we were still getting randos joining us. So people are playing that game.
Sure.
And that's just fun when like someone jumps into your game and whatnot.
Sure.
I also I have the edition that like with the DLC edition, whatever it's called, the gold edition, the upgrade edition, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
The DLC is super weird because you're basically you go into some like I have to assume it's a cult, but it's
Okay.
these people who have learned to like live as just a head. I don't know if they're like partially zombie, but they're conscious. They're like humans. They're not turned into a zombie, but you're like going around and getting their heads and putting them like back on the body, and the body's like absorbing. It the set designs are like super cool.
Hmm.
What's really weird though is because we kind of played that as soon as it opened up to us, thinking, oh, I bet it'll have like some cool weapons in there that we can then bring back into the main game. The DLC actually stopped our progression before we could finish it. I don't know how many missions I have left in the DLC, and we can't get back. And all I can assume is, do I need to like finish the Dead Island 2 game before you'll let me finish the DLC? Like, I don't know. It doesn't explain anything like that, but I just thought that was pretty, again, unique. I haven't seen that in a game before. Not that I'm enjoying that fact, but just kind of strange
Hmm.
in a unique way.
Yeah. Hmm.
But I do think
That's
that
weird.
it is a pretty cool set of levels and stuff that you go through. They have some cool areas in there.
Cool.
And you get a crossbow, so you do get some cool weapons.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
All right, so that's basically all I can talk about that I've been playing this week. So why don't we do some news? There's a whole bunch of it.
Yeah, a bunch
On the good
happened.
and the bad. Yeah,
Yeah.
a bunch happened. I think these are roughly in
In order here? Oh yeah, this happened
chronological
like
order.
literally when we stopped recording last week, or maybe the day after. This was very
The day
fresh
after
off.
this post is on from Friday.
Yeah, this was fresh after we had talked.
Activision QA workers form the largest U.S. video game union yet.
Yeah.
600 members across Texas, California, and Minnesota. I don't remember what the previous largest one was, but and I wonder if this includes Ravensoft because that's that's the Activision one that had done a union, like the first one that had
Yeah.
done a union earlier on. And that was like a big deal within Activision. And now this is the broader company as a whole. Let's see. It joined. Here we go. Last year, Microsoft voluntarily recognized a union of 300 QA workers at ZeniMax Online. It joined the union at Blizzard Albany and Raven Software. Video
Okay.
game labor unions are picking up. Yeah, blah blah blah.
Yeah. And
So
Microsoft actually voluntarily recognized that they didn't even have to fight for it. They're like, yeah, that's fine. So
yeah, I think they kind of said that during their whole like when they were buying Activision is that they would
they
kind
would
of
allow it. Yeah.
remain neutral. They would acknowledge all the previous ones and then kind of remain neutral going forward. And that seems to be kind of the playbook is voluntarily recognize it. You seem like the good guy, but then it comes down to like the actual bargaining of whether or not they like agree pen to paper anything that the union puts forward. So I guess we'll have to see. Um, Now that I think about it, I don't even remember if much changed from Ravensoft. I don't remember hearing about it. Not that I wasn't looking specifically close, but that is
Yeah.
something I should look into.
Yeah. I'm kind of hoping the no news is good news is kind of the thing that's going on there. We
Sure.
haven't heard anything because people aren't being laid off or like harassed currently. So
Yeah. Yeah. It would have been interesting when Microsoft like laid off like the 1,900 people, whatever it was,
mhm.
like last month. I wonder how many of those people were like union members at Raven or from Blizzard Albany and whatnot. Like,
Yeah.
but then again, we didn't really hear specifics on who it was. That was kind of left up in the air or it wasn't reported on. Maybe we'll learn more in the future.
Yeah, hopefully.
2 days after that was Mario Day.
Yep.
How did you celebrate Mario Day?
The
March
10th.
10th, Mario Day. Come on.
What the hell did I do? I think I played a horror game. I don't
I played
remember.
like 10 hours of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's Mario enough. Mario
Yeah.
adjacent.
That was my closest thing to Mario. Um, I I don't remember if they always do this. There was some announcements.
Yeah.
I was at least surprised because I clearly don't remember if this is an announcement day, but they did announce a few things. First off, the Paper Mario Thousand Year Door remaster remake, whatever it is coming out May 23rd.
Did we
Without
have a
release
date before?
I don't think we had a date.
Okay.
Luigi's Mansion 2 HD is out June 27th. I don't think we had a date before that either. They announced some more games coming to Switch Online as of, I guess, 2 days ago of this recording. Specifically Dr. Mario, Mario Golf, and Mario Tennis from the Game Boy.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess the biggest bit of news was that another Super Mario Bros. Movie is now in production once again with Illumination with a release date of April 3rd, 2026. There was actually 2 tweets. I'll just read the tweets here. This is from Nintendo of America that start, "This is Miyamoto," which is just always very
I've hacked
funny.
the mainframe. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like your dad signing his texts. We are now creating a new animated film based on the world of Super Mario Brothers. This film is planned for release in theaters on April 3rd, 2026 in the US and many other markets and throughout the month of April in other territories. We'll let you know the details once we're ready to share more. This time, too, the staff at Illumination and Nintendo are working together. We're thinking about broadening Mario's world further, and it'll have a bright and fun story. We hope you'll look forward to it.
Yeah, all right. Sure.
So what do you think? What characters are getting added? Do we get Wario?
That would be really weird, but I guess I could kind of see it. They probably bring Bowser back no matter what, right? Because Jack Black was such a hit.
I think they bring every character back.
Yeah. I could do without Donkey Kong, but that's fine.
Okay.
Mainly because I don't want to hear Seth Rogen.
I think I could bring them back. I mean, so okay, I can't remember if this is like if they retconned this. Is Wario still Mario's cousin?
I didn't even know that was a thing. He was just
wasn't that
Mario,
that's a thing, right?
I don't know, maybe. I don't care about Mario lore. I just think those games are fun.
Okay, this is just a quick Google. According to an early 1990s Nintendo guide, Wario was Mario's childhood friend.
Oh. That's still weird.
Afterward, it was stated they were not related to each other. Oh, where did I get cousin from? I don't. Other people are asking it. Here's a Reddit post.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It was probably said somewhere along the line.
Wario seems like an obvious one. Were Yoshi's in the other one? Yoshi in the first one? I feel like we saw like a stampede of Yoshis. Am I crazy? No, Yoshi wasn't there? Okay, Yoshi's a super easy one.
Yeah, that's a super easy one for sure.
Birdo? Did they put Birdo in there?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe they go karting. That would be fun.
Well, karting was in the first one, so more karting.
Maybe I'm trying to think
karting. Like, what? Maybe he plays some more sports in this one or something.
Yeah, they play tennis.
Just kind of bring in the other Mario games. I don't know. Yeah, Wario makes sense. Daisy makes sense as well.
Yeah, you could add that.
Was Toadette in the other one? I could see that being an easy one.
You could add Bowser Jr.
Yeah, sure. Who do you get to voice Bowser Jr.? You got Jack Black as Bowser. So who do you get for Bowser Jr.?
Do you get an actual voice actor this time and not just a big name, I wonder? That can do like a fun Bowser Jr. voice.
What about Ben Schwartz? He's doing Sonic.
Yeah, that's gonna make the crossover movie really interesting when he has to talk against himself. as Sonic
Some stuff,
and
yeah. Well, you just don't put Bowser Jr. in that one. I
yeah,
don't know.
you just kill him off before that crossover
Oh, people in the
happens.
chat are saying it was like a 2-second part of Yoshi Stampede with an
Mm.
egg as an after credit. So that means
Oh,
that's
that's
Yoshi's
confirmed.
definitely gonna be there. Yeah,
Confirmed. Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I could
Anyways,
see
yeah.
Wario. Yeah. More and more, I could see it probably.
Still, if they get Matt Berry to play Wario, it'll never happen. But that would be the actual most perfect thing in the world. So anyway, next news story here. Multiverses is actually coming back.
Yeah, I saw something about this, and then I saw a bunch of people say like "fuck them" for like taking people's money and stuff before and then canceling it or whatever. So we'll
Well,
see how this is
I think
received.
it's. I'm more looking at it like I find it super interesting. Like, how often do the game go out there?
Leave and
They
then
put
come
it out.
back.
They put it for sale, and then they literally say like, "We're gonna take this offline for like a year and fix it."
Yeah, it's especially weird because of Warner kind of taking down a bunch of other shit.
Yeah, that's what makes it like really surprising. Is like you
Yeah,
would think they would just be like, "Nah, just let's just axe this. Let's stop putting money into this." But it's actually coming back,
so
which is
weird.
pretty crazy. It's also getting updated to Unreal Engine 5, so they put like serious work into
Hmm.
like updating this game. Which people I was myself was positive about this game. I feel like the general consensus was pretty positive on Multiverses. So
Yeah, people were mad that it left. Also, I think the only thing you said negative about it was that the battle pass is terrible for it, and that was it.
well, and what they did during when it was out was they made it harder to level up your characters.
Mm,
So it would take like more gaming, more grinding
mm,
to get the unlocks for your characters. So that was just kind of shitty of them.
yeah, gotcha.
Um, but yeah, I just think from like I'm just so shocked that they took it down, actually put the time in. That again, Warner Brothers like believed in them enough to do this for a year, and then they're putting it back out, as
Weird.
opposed to trying to like fix the plane while it's flying, as most games would have done it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. I was not expecting to see that come back, honestly.
I'll probably jump back in and see what it's like when it gets come out. I'll play it for a week.
Sure.
Okay, earlier this week, the Spider-Man multiplayer game, I guess
Mm,
pitch trailer
hmm.
leaked. Did you watch this?
I did not.
So it shows a bunch of different Spider-Man. They all kind of look the same, but with like
Yeah,
the different suits. Like it's definitely like they didn't put a ton of work into this, just more showing the concept.
of course. Yeah.
Like Spider Gwen's there, but it just kind of looks like Miles with like the feet, Spider Gwen's suit and blah blah blah.
Hmm.
You don't actually see much like team combo stuff or anything like that. It's just more like, look, there's 4 Spider-Men swinging around the city right now. Imagine like that would be. And it was going to be this. So this, for the record, was canceled. This is
Yeah.
not coming out.
Yeah.
But part of me wonders like, did someone like leak this to get excitement so that they could be like, huh, I told you we should make it. Um, it was going to be called the Great Web. It seemed like it was going to be kind of like a multiverse thing because of all the different Spider-Men coming together. I think this would have been real cool.
Yeah. It would have been neat.
I like Spider-Man. I like co-op. Like, why not? But
Yeah.
anyway, that's
That's
not
too
gonna
bad.
happen. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Jeff Keighley's Summer Game Fest stream has been announced. We're finally beginning to see the summer game event.
Mm,
Fake E3. Because E3's gone.
it is
It is
officially.
gone.
Yep.
It is not. There's no word of one happening this year. I still think someone will try and do something with the name, maybe a
E3.
couple years down the line.
Yeah.
But anyway, Friday, June 7th is when the live stream will be happening.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing it in person this time, so people can go to the theater if you're in LA and watch it.
Mm-hmm.
And then this Kotaku article also mentions that Play Days is happening, which is their in-person event. I've attended the last 2 years. Is happening. They have it June 8th to 10th here, which is 3 days. That it's usually a 2 day.
Hmm.
So that would be Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's a mistake on Kotaku's part. Um, or if they're doing 3 days now. But
Hmm. I
that's
don't know.
cool. Hopefully, I will get to attend that as well. I'm probably not gonna go to the show on the
On
Friday.
the
I'll just
7th.
watch that.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't need to go to a theater to watch that.
Yeah.
But I would love to go to Playdays again. Those are always a lot of fun. They usually give us free food truck vouchers, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure we'll be hearing about more summer events the week before, the week after, and then you'll kind of make up your fake E3 just like last year. Prince of Persia: The Forgotten Crown, one of the best games from 2024 that you still have not played, for the record.
There's a lot of best of games for this year I haven't touched yet, probably. So that's probably
They
true.
put out a roadmap for DLC. First update is coming next week. I didn't realize that. So in March, I guess there's like 4 chunks here. The first 3 are free. This first chunk that's happening in March is going to be a speedrun mode, a permadeath mode, which sounds awful, and then new outfits.
Okay.
Coming in spring of this year, also a free, is going to be a boss rush mode and new outfits.
Okay.
In the summer, another free update is going to be new combat platform and puzzle challenges, and then basically new items to equip, as well as new outfits.
Yeah, okay.
And then most interesting is later in 2024 is new story DLC. This one doesn't have the free tag, so they're
Right.
probably obviously this one's going to be paid. Also, this one doesn't say if there's new free outfits.
Oh shit.
Uh,
There better
it does say
be.
more details coming soon, so maybe they'll put some free outfits. But if you're not going to play these first 3, I'm not. I'll have 3 content drops of free outfits to enjoy
True.
when I purchase the story DLC. So I'm
Yeah.
excited. More story DLC. Absolutely. Give me a whole another chunk. Maybe even kind of 2 chunks. I could see that. I would easily pay. I paid $20 for 2 chunks of that. I would do that.
$20 for 2 chunks? Sure.
I think so. I think that seems like high considering the game was $50. So I bet they do 15. That's my guess. 15. Guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
This next one, just a bit of a PSA. No Clip, one of my favorite video game related documentary YouTube channels. Um, they recently put out a video this last week explaining. For those who don't know, they've been developing their own little indie game, and then within the last like 6 months or so, they've been trying to find a publisher. Obviously, that's very hard right now with all the industry layoffs and kind of condensing that's happening. And they have
Sure.
kind of a fun, nice, like behind the scenes of like what that's been like. Um, we talk about industry layoffs all the time and this kind of stuff. We were specifically talking maybe a week or 2 ago about how just a lot of the money has been like dried up for a lot of games, specifically indie games. This is a nice kind of behind the scene first person perspective of it. So if that's of interest to you, check out the No Clip. I guess it's the No Clip Crew YouTube account because they have a few different YouTube network they have going on.
Cool. Okay, gotcha.
Announced earlier today, Twitch is going to be getting rid of the Prime Video watch party feature.
Right. Yeah. They were saying that people have kind of stopped using it. Like, not many people use it as much anymore.
Right. Yeah. So it says it's going to be leaving on April 2nd. We launched watch parties in 2020 to offer streamers a way to enjoy Prime Video content with their communities, while some streamers incorporated watch parties into their streams. Usage of watch parties on Twitch has declined over the years, so we are removing it and investing these resources into other features.
Yeah.
Kind of a bummer. This has always seemed like something I would enjoy, but I just never took the time to set up and do.
Yeah. I mean, it was bullshit because Canada didn't get half of the shit, so it didn't work for me anyway, so I don't fucking care at all.
I mean, that's what you get for living in Canada. You're only going to get half of any content shit. So that's just how it goes. And it's going to be more expensive than it should be.
That's true, but I'm less likely to be drafted for a war. So there's that at least.
Absolutely. And like you get free healthcare. I'm not saying I'm in a better situation. I'm just saying when it comes to content, you're going to get the shaft 9 times out of 10.
I mean, I still have the content. I just don't get to watch it with random like Splooger69 on Twitch or whoever the fuck is doing a watch party.
So what you're saying is you don't get the content.
Well, it depends what the content is, I suppose. Yeah.
All right. And then also announced earlier today, I guess broken earlier today is Embracer has officially sold off Saber Interactive. This was rumored about a
Right.
week or two ago. It seems like multiple companies are trying to get unembraced right now, and or another way to look at it is Embracer is trying to find some like fast cash and ways to like lower their head count outside of all the layoffs that they've been doing. Embracer owns kind of like, I don't know, half the video game industry at this point.
Yeah.
Um, and Saber's one of like the largest kind of like umbrella corporations that kind of owns a lot of publisher developers.
Yeah.
Saber's actually is also bringing along 4A Games, which has the Metro series. Zen Studios, they do Zen Studios presents pinball. Um, there was also there's also word that Gearbox might be trying to break out as well, or looking for another parent company as well. That has not been confirmed or is not a part of this, but that part of the larger people seem to be trying to get out of Embracer.
Mm-hmm.
So specifically, Embracer has sold off Saber Interactive, the group which is home to studios 3D Realm, Slipgate, Ironwork, and more for 247 million. And then Bloomberg, Jason Schreier over at Bloomberg added on, if you incorporate 4A Games and Zed Studios, it's closer to the 500 million that they reported last week.
Yeah.
Definitely interesting to see just how dire things are getting, especially for people who are doing the purchasing. I feel like, we're seeing a lot of news stories of this person's getting acquired, this person's getting acquired. You're not seeing a ton the other way.
Yeah.
And when you are, it's more on the smaller thing of like, hey, Toys for Bob is now independent.
Yeah.
Not like all of Saber Interactive in it. Like, let me just look up Saber Interactive to see like what they have access, because they're huge.
They are. Yeah.
Okay, subsidiaries of Saber Interactive: 3D Realms, Bytex, Digipictures, Fractured Byte, Madhead Games, New World Interactive, Nimble Giant Entertainment. Four different Saber City. Oh, sorry, five, six, seven different Saber City Sandbox Strategy, Slipgate, Ironworks, Smartphone Labs, and Stuntworks. And if you can break into like what those ones are doing. Slipgate, Ironworks, Ghost Runner was one of their bigger ones most recently. Actually, that's Rise of the Triad a long time ago.
Yeah.
Daymare 1998. Remember that one?
I do. Yeah. Because they released 1994 Sandcastle, I think, last year, and I still haven't got to that one yet.
Nimble Giant did Rocket Arena. They did Star Trek Infinite. Some of the bigger ones. Man, is Rocket Arena still around, or did they shut that down?
I
Feel like
think
that
they
got
shut
shut
it
down.
down. I think it got shut down pretty quick, too. Like, it didn't last very long. Kind of like Foam Stars is
Uh,
probably not going to.
it lasted for about 3.5 years. Little under 3.5 years.
Really? That's actually
It,
really
it, o- it
impressive.
got it was delisted from digital storefronts in November of last year.
You know what? Good for them. That's awesome,
Yep.
because I thought that thing was dead a month in. Okay.
Yeah, I played that for like a weekend when it came out, and I thought it was like okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyways, I guess we'll see what continues to go on with Embracer, if we're gonna keep hearing their name or not. Weird year for games for sure.
They are keeping some of the bigger things from Saber. So, like, because I know the new Metro thing is coming out, and they're still going to own the rights to Metro and whatnot. So, who knows? We'll see. See what
4A
happens.
Games doesn't retain Metro.
No. They're they get they're keeping 4A, I believe. They're retaining 4A. Like, they're keeping the big stuff. They're getting rid of the small things.
Oh, because the tweet here is saying Saber is actually bringing along 4A Games Metro, so bringing them out of along with the sale.
Oh, weird. Because he has another tweet that said Bloomberg's post is misleading, and then talks about how they still have Metro in like that same thread. So I have no idea what the hell's going on.
Maybe they took the developer, but Embracer
Maybe
kept the IP.
I think maybe they bought the IP out from them, because he's saying that they're keeping metro, which is kind of one of the bigger things. So it makes sense that they
Okay.
would want to. Who knows?
Sure. Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we will see. All right, let's do some questions. If you want to send in questions, it's topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. First one comes from Matthew. You're driving on a highway when you get stuck in a traffic jam. You are now forced to drive at about 5 miles an hour, and you will get past the jam in 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
However, you are right next to an exit and can take that to get around the jam. The detour is filled with stoplights and stop signs, and the speed limit on the whole detour is 30 miles per hour max. If you take the detour, it will take 30 minutes to drive past the jam and re-merge into the highway at the exact point the jam would have cleared up.
Mm-hmm.
In both situations, you will end up at the exact same spot on the highway in the exact same amount of time, and neither choice will impact your overall travel time. Do you stay on the highway or take the detour?
Detour. Just mentally, it just feels better to be doing something other than holding your foot at 5 miles the whole time.
Interesting. So I think what the key to this for me is the fact that I know I'm going to enter and end up at the same spot.
Right, so it doesn't matter what you do, really.
It doesn't matter, and I think that's kind of what does it. Because if I didn't know, and taking the detour, there's a chance I'm getting ahead. There's also a chance I'm getting further behind, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But because I do know, I think I stay in the traffic jam. Because then it's just like less work to do, and like if I can like if the I'm sure the jam is like stopping and starting, but if it's like kind of crawling,
Mm-hmm.
I'll use less gas than stopping at the stop signs.
I mean, I would rather stop and go 1,000 times than crawl. I hate crawling. It just feels
Okay.
like, I don't know what it is. It feels like claustrophobic or something to me. Like I'm stuck in the situation. So I would rather
All right.
go, stop. I think part of it too is like, if I take the detour and something had happened and I needed to get like somewhere, I could at least turn around or find my way out of, because when you're in a jam, you're kind of just stuck there the whole time.
You're stuck there. Yeah.
I know like this situation doesn't call for that. You're always going to be whatever, but mentally I think I would always take the detour.
I mean, it also depends what kind of vehicle you got. I've definitely
Sure.
been in like my dad's truck, and we were on like a twinned highway, and it's like he just drove over the grass because we needed to
Sure.
turn around.
Yeah, sure. There's that.
Not that I'm saying is that's a good idea, but it has happened before.
Yeah. Suku writes, Have you ever made a bet involving money at a video game tournament? Allegedly, so any FBI listening doesn't arrest you. No, I haven't.
No, I have not.
I have definitely taken
Never even.
salty bets.
Go ahead.
You remember salty bets?
I do remember Salty Bet.
I've taken part in that, but like that's just
Okay.
like points or something. Like,
Yeah, I don't think I did anything besides watch a bit of Salty Bet, but I was about to say I've never even like considered betting at a video game tournament. It's pretty rare I'm at a video game tournament, to be fair though.
there's that. Yeah.
All right, Dead writes, congrats, Gabriel has made you three in charge of the curriculum for every single student in the United States,
Oh,
K
God.
through 12. What changes are you making? Thanks for doing the show every week.
Oh my God.
K through 12, what are you doing? How are you going to enrich these kids' lives?
I don't particularly think the education system is any good. That being said, I don't know
Okay,
what
so
I would
so
do.
you have a lot of ideas then.
No, I don't know what I would do to change it, honestly. I have no idea.
You just know it's bad.
I just know it probably could be better somehow. Cuz anytime I think of like you could get rid of this, there is like a reason why you would probably want to keep that thing. Just to like get children thinking in specific ways, and like a lot of classes that seem useless teach you problem solving and like how to get through them. Other classes, like it's important to like know about the past or whatever. Like I don't know, every class seems like it has a thing.
Okay, here's some based on my grade school. Here's some things I wish my school would have had.
Okay.
Mandatory. Most of these are. I'm gonna say mandatory because like you need
Okay.
them growing up. I
Uh,
want a home ec class. You need to where they're gonna teach you like some basic cooking, like how to sew. They're gonna teach you
yeah,
like
life
what like
skills. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like taxes and stuff like that.
We did have a mandatory class where you had to learn how to like look for an apartment, make a budget, taxes. We did
Oh, that's
have
awesome.
that.
We had nothing like that. Nothing even remotely close to like that.
We didn't have like a mandatory home ec. That would have been good though. That would have been
Um,
good.
Even stuff like explaining how like retirement funds work.
Yeah, sure.
That would have been yeah, that would have been crazy. Making the budget, that's a good one for sure. Absolutely. Um, Sex ed class like that wasn't just like the teachers doing the bare minimum because they don't want to be there.
That was mandatory for us too. The
Ours was once a year, the gym class would do health for the week, which would mean you would get like 2 to 3 days of
oh
health class, and it was like the most bare bones, basic ass thing, and it was usually just about STDs, and like that's about it.
yeah, that's true. It was just about STDs. That's very true.
But I'm saying like serious like how bodies work and stuff.
Yeah, like a
Every
biology
gender,
class or something.
every gender learning about both like learning about each other and whatnot,
Hmm.
stuff like that.
Sure. Yeah, more life skill stuff for sure. What? So okay, let's say you can do the like a life skills class, which is literally just one class that does everything you're talking about, but it's the full year or whatever. What one class do you cut so that it fits in?
I mean, I think you cut like calculus or like some high level math. Like, well,
Yeah,
here's the thing.
yeah.
I'm not cutting it. I'm not cutting it. They just they're not a requirement. Much like, and
Mm,
here's another thing I was gonna say. Much like how like after grade 10, at least for my school, you don't have to take gym class anymore. I also think that needs to be changed. Mandatory gym class and
hmm.
it, like actual like we're gonna teach you how to go to the gym and like almost making it a kinesiology class of like how muscle mechanics work.
Yeah, because
I
then
think
you could
that.
also teach like first aid. Like first aid is super important stuff too. Yeah,
I mean, I think that goes in home ec.
well, it's more kinesiology, I would say, learning like how to not. I guess it's kind of somewhere in the boat. Yeah,
Like I think part of home ec there should be a whole thing of like here's how to set yourself up with a first aid kit. That here are some like basic medications you should always purchase and have ready to go.
I
Here's what you should take when you're traveling for travel medication, stuff like that. But to go back to your initial question, like what do you cut? I think you just make things more optional, and it's like, no, I don't want to take a 30 level science. I'm not going into science, so I don't need to
yeah.
take it.
I think after grade 7 you cut math because at that point you don't the like higher stuff like you said. Like I know trig because it was beat into me, but
I see. I don't know trig.
I never fucking use it. So like why is that in
Yeah,
my brain?
yeah.
So yeah.
Someone in the chat saying French, screw French. I actually think
No,
like the
another
mandatory
language is
language stuff
really good
would
actually.
be cool because like as someone who's so into travel, it's just gonna open up so many more doors for you.
I think you should be forced to take another language because I'm mad that I'm losing Spanish because I don't have family members that I can talk with regularly anymore. It
Sure,
sucks.
sure.
I've started watching like Spanish speaking Twitch streamers to try to keep some of it, and I can't keep up anymore. Like I feel it going away.
I'm trying to think some classes that like I don't use like any of it at all. Yeah, it's mostly just like anything high level that I is
High
not in
level
my field
math is
anymore. So
useless.
high level math I'm not using.
Yeah.
High level science I'm not using. To be fair, I stopped science after grade 10 because I was not interested in any of the sciences. High level English I had to take. High level social studies I had to take. I'm not using any of that. Like maybe the English for some like writing component
I think
stuff, but
English is
like
important just for the writing stuff, like you said. I think that stuff will always you could even pivot and make it so now we also teach how to like give a presentation properly or speaking in front of a lot of people, like life skills, right? That you would have
Well,
to
I
do.
mean, that could be in any class. You're gonna have to give a presentation properly, right?
Well, you would think. Yeah, you would think so. Yeah. Uh,
Someone in the chat says it's not mandatory to learn a second language. Growing up for me, it wasn't, but I hear, I think they changed like my old high school and stuff. I think they changed it
yeah, we had
that it
French
is now mandatory,
until
but
grade
I'm
7.
not talking to that many teenagers these days, so I don't know for sure.
We had mandatory French until grade 7, and then we didn't have to take it anymore.
Until grade six. Okay.
We also had mandatory religion class at a Catholic school, and that shit is bullshit. That
You
shouldn't
can
be
cut. You can cut
allowed.
that. Absolutely.
That should never be allowed. That's fucking garbage. Okay, Rasterman7 writes some needed context for the question. I'm guessing I'm in a football group where we organize matches every week, sometimes even if it rains or storms. The last 3 times that happened, I really did not have a good time, not only due to it being cold, but because 3 people got injured, myself included, one of which was a goalkeeper with a broken wrist. Jesus. Today,
That's insane.
that's insane. Today, we have a match again, and it's been raining since yesterday very heavily. So, I asked for the match to be suspended, justifying my claim with what I just mentioned, yet the other members of the group called me chicken and told me that I should better find someone else to play as my substitute. Have you ever been in a situation like this, and what do you recommend doing? I'll edit this later with the aftermath. P.S. These people are my coworkers, so I see them at least 2 times a week. P.S. number 2. One of the people that called me names managed to get a substitute. P.S. number 3. Somehow, it stopped raining just a few minutes before the match started, and my former team lost by a landslide. Go figure.
Well, they clearly needed you there.
If you hurt all your fucking players, maybe, like, it's probably hard to win if your goalie has a broken wrist.
Yeah, this is nuts. First off, like,
Yeah.
the other members of the group called me chicken. So I was like, okay, so everyone in this thing is like 15 years old. They're my coworkers. Okay.
Yeah, no, Rasterman
What?
is, I think, early 20, like, adult age. So this is insane.
Because my first thing is like, stop playing with these people. This is nonsense.
Yep.
Like, they're your coworkers. That's a bummer because you are gonna have to see these people again. But it's like these are clearly like bad people. They are, or I should say, they are a low quality people.
These people are fucking douchebags, honestly. But, like, they're pieces of shit. Honestly, fuck them. Don't find another group. Make your own group.
Yeah, I haven't been in this exact scenario, but if I was with this scenario, like, I don't have enough free time to hang out with people I don't like. I wish I had that much free time, but
Sure.
I instead choose to have hobbies that bring me joy.
Sure.
I recommend you do the same. This is a football group. I'm assuming they don't mean American football.
No, I'm pretty sure they mean soccer.
Soccer. So it's not going to be hard to find other people who are into soccer. Go join a different group. Maybe play for the team that destroyed your former team. They seem better.
Totally. Yeah.
Just at soccer.
Totally. Or play more video games.
Yeah. Well, hey, there's a balance, man. Sometimes you gotta run around and kick the ball. I totally get that. This is crazy, and I totally get like the not wanting to play when it's rainy out. Like, you know, I play ultimate frisbee these days. When it rains, I don't like getting soaking wet. And those guys will go play frisbee, and it's like, all right, have fun. I'm gonna do something inside, like go to the gym or something, go rock climbing or something. Like yeah, this is ridiculous. Good on you for not breaking your wrist. Breaking your wrist sucks. I can attest.
Sure.
Yeah, just go find some other people who like soccer. It can't be that hard.
Yeah, true.
And when you see them at work, I don't know, like just try and be an adult about it and be like, hey, I'm just trying to get my work done. Can you please leave me alone?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, realistically, the thing that you can do is when they say you're a chicken, just, like, ignore them because you're an adult.
Like, exactly. If you're an adult, you do not need to hang out with these people.
Yeah, exactly.
Hebrew Lantern writes, when getting dressed and putting on socks and shoes, do you do sock, shoe, sock, shoe, sock, shoe, or the ADD method of put on a sock, watch a 20-minute YouTube video, then another sock, then browse Twitter for a while, then find where your shoes are, scroll through TikTok, find your shoes again, go back to YouTube, put on a shoe, scroll Twitter, find your other shoe, and then realize your socks aren't matching and start all over.
I never am putting socks on only because I need to put shoes on. Like, I'll put socks on, then pants, then shirt or whatever. Like, I get fully dressed. It's not like, oh, I don't have socks on, I need to run to the store, so I'm going to quickly do that and then put shoes on.
That's true. It's pretty rare I don't have socks on. If I'm in bed, I don't have socks on. Like I sleep
Sure.
without socks on.
Yeah.
Like once I wake up, I'm putting socks on. The rest of the day, I'm gonna have socks on unless I'm in the shower or something like that.
I'm glad you and I are of
so
the
it's-
same mind on this, because a lot of people have the opinion that, like, oh, I will never wear socks if I can help it, and I don't understand that personally.
I think it also might be, maybe it's like where we grew up, like a climate thing.
It
I could,
probably
if you're in a
is.
hotter area, I could maybe understand not wanting to put socks on or something like that.
Sure.
This is just tangentially related. If you wear shoes inside, I think you're a monster.
Totally. What the fuck? Take them off.
Again, I think it's like where we grew up kind of thing, because
Totally.
in Canada, that's not really a thing. In the States, it is absolutely a thing, and those people are crazy.
Yeah. It's crazy. You're crazy if you do that. Sorry. That being said, if I had to do it, I would do sock, sock, shoe, shoe. I would put both socks on first and then the shoes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
If I had to. Phantom Aegis writes, ahoy TDP crew, what's a food item that you love but most don't enjoy? This is easy. I've talked about it a million times. Love black licorice. Most people hate it.
Oh, that is a good answer. Yes, black licorice is terrible. That I love. I don't know if I have an immediate answer to this. I can think of the other way around, that I don't like and most people do, and I'd say like tomatoes, but.
Oh, really? Okay. See,
Yeah,
I
can't
love
do
tomatoes, but I don't like ketchup specifically. I think it's the sugar and tomato paste combination that.
Yeah, I can do ketchup. It's fine. I'm rarely picking it these days because of how sugary it is.
Yeah.
But a food I love that most don't enjoy.
You like really intensely spicy stuff? I think a lot of people wouldn't enjoy.
I would not say really intensely. I like spicy, but I definitely am not picking like the spiciest thing on the menu. I have friends that do that, and I wish I was like that, but no.
Oh, I was under the impression you do that. Okay, my bad. I didn't know.
I would do it as like let's find out. But as a like
No.
I'm gonna make a meal for myself. I'm not making it crazy spicy. I'm putting some hot sauce in there though.
Like, I know that you like hot sauce, and I know that you have had like the what the hell is that show called now? The hot ones, like hot sauce or whatever. So I was under the impression it's like, yeah, I'll just put the bomb on everything.
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Gotcha.
I'm not doing the one chip challenge every weekend. That was one nightmare I don't need to live through again.
Okay, so it's more of like the challenge mode sort of thing. It's not like I will enjoy this with my dinner.
I don't even know if it's like I need to prove to myself how much of a man I am. It's more just like, hey, here's an experience. Let's see what happens.
Right. Okay. But it's not
sometimes
like
you end up
thing.
Forcing yourself to vomit.
Yeah. Right. That's true. There has to be a food that you love that most don't enjoy. Are you a seafood fan? There's a lot of people that don't like seafood.
I'm a little picky with seafood. I'm like totally fine with fish, but I'm not a big like shellfish fan.
Okay, I think that's pretty normal. I think a lot of people aren't shellfish fans specifically.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people are like into crab and lobster, and I'm not. So.
Oh, so it'd be the opposite way.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I eat like hated stuff really.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of things people hate.
You know what mine might be? Mine might be more like I'm pretty good at eating like the exact same food every single day for years. And a lot of people cannot do that. But like I've had a toasted peanut butter sandwich for breakfast since I was 18.
Okay. Sure.
I definitely know some people where that would drive them insane.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, I can't think of anything like else that maybe. Do you like pineapple on pizza? That's somewhat divisive.
Yeah. I like it. Oh yeah. That's my favorite pizza is Hawaiian pizza.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Hawaiian pizza with jalapenos. There's a place near me that does that. That's the best.
For some reason, I thought your favorite pizza was just like a straight cheese, but I think that's John. So I might have just got it mixed up in my head.
That seems like John.
Yeah, I might just got that mixed up in my head.
Hayes Hero EX, how long do you think you can go without using Google or any other web search tool?
I mean, I spent over half of my life without the internet and Google, so, or
I
I
don't
guess
think
at
I
this
think
time not, but
I use it for work. I don't think I could do it. Like, I need to search
yeah,
up images and videos and stuff. I don't think I could do it. I
yeah.
might be if I, like, really tried, maybe it could get, like, through a week, but I it would definitely make things a lot harder for me.
Yeah, my problem right now is that I'm in the Google like sphere of stuff because I have a well, and now a Samsung, but Pixel originally, so all of my stuff was through their store or whatever. I use Gmail for everything. So I would have to restart all of that stuff, but like I don't just go to Google and search things generally if I don't.
Yeah, well, I think the spirit of this is, like, searching on Google because, yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, I use Gmail. I can't just
right.
turn my email off for I use Google Docs, I can't just turn that off for a week, so I think it's just the
The web
specific
search.
searching functionality. Yeah.
Yeah, I could probably go years without having to search something.
Wow. There's no way.
Everything that I do at my work that I have to search, I literally have to go through books that are published by like IATA and stuff. I can't use
Like, the
Google for that shit.
encyclopedia. I have all
Honestly,
20
kind
of them
of.
here. I got the World Encyclopedia.
Honestly,
My mom
kind
got
of.
me these
There's
for
so many
that's
fucking manuals that are just issued, and every year there's a new version. It's such a racket.
oh, jeez.
It's
That's
such a
ridiculous.
racket. Final question from VGC Kenny. What game would you remake if it came along with the stipulation that there's a 50% chance it will be amazing and usher in a golden age for that game/series? Or a 50% chance it will be abysmal and put that game/series into the ground for good or at least a long time? I want Rayman to come back. Those games are fun.
Okay. And you don't like Rayman enough that you don't care if you're killing it?
That's kind of it, is that if I kill it, well, better luck next time.
I feel like, the easy answer is picking something that's kind of been gone, but that's kind of I guess I would say that's almost against the spirit of the question. Like, it has to be something that's kind of like sputtering along a little bit. Because, like, my
Okay.
question is like Burnout, but we
Burnout.
haven't had a Burnout game in forever, especially if you don't include the remaster of Paradise.
How do you feel about, like, Max Payne or something? Like, Alan Wake
I
did
guess I
so
have no
good.
strong.
Let's bring Max Payne back.
Well,
It could be
they're
great
they're
or
doing the remaster right now.
yeah, so it could be bad or it could be great. Who knows?
It's a good one, sure, yeah. I'd be pretty shocked if that game was that bad. Like,
Yeah, there's a
you have
pretty
such a
low.
strong skeleton already, and
Yeah.
now Remedy's like, oh, now we're gonna make it into the Remedy verse.
And maybe more importantly, it has nostalgia from a lot of people that will just sight unseen check it out. Like, what about something that doesn't maybe have? What about Bubsy?
Okay, here's mine.
Okay.
Pokemon.
Oh, that would be good. Yeah, let's do
Because
it.
right now,
Yep.
in my opinion, it's just kind of sputtering along, doing like the lowest it possibly can to get by. I would love for it to hit some incredible highs again,
Yeah.
but if it died, it's like maybe good. Because, like, come on.
I, I'm a little scared because this is kind of happening. Silent Hill 2 is getting remade, and it
Okay,
will be maybe one of the
that's like another
things.
good one.
It might be one of the things that's like, oh, this is incredible. People love Silent Hill again, or people didn't buy this. They're just like lambasting us on everything. Konami shutters Silent Hill for good after that. Like, it might
Well,
actually
isn't there like
happen.
three other Silent Hill things happening like right now?
Yes.
Yeah,
they're
so it's
trying to
like
bring it back. So we'll see. We'll see.
someone says Splinter Cell. I like the idea, but again, it's been gone for so long. I feel like it's kind of against the spirit of the question because if it goes
Yeah.
poorly, you're
No
just
big
back where you
deal.
started, so you're not actually
Yeah.
losing anything.
Totally. Yep, I agree. Pokemon
I
is
could
really
I could see
solid.
Metal Gear like
Yep.
that's been close enough.
That
I guess
Delta's
we're
coming
we're gonna
out. So,
yeah, that's true. We're gonna so Metal Gear might be an instrument. Although he's making another one, so we're kind of about to get that.
true. Yeah.
Part of me wants to say Rock Band, but it's already like done, so I'm not
Yeah.
losing anything if a bad Rock Band comes out.
I think Pokemon's a good one, especially because that's a game that like I don't necessarily care if it dies to me, but I would love to see it thrive in a way it
I
hasn't.
mean, but the unique and sad thing about it is even if I hit the 50% chance for it to be abysmal, it's
Mhm.
still going to sell more than every other Pokemon game ever
Yeah.
somehow.
Yeah, the black pilled against Pokemon for sure. No matter what happens, it's just going to make $1 million
It's somehow
anyway.
going to be the best-selling Pokemon game to date because there's new people who want to play it and yada
Totally.
yada.
Yep.
All right,
Yep.
that's going to do it for questions. If you want to send in questions for next week, perspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. Do you have a game of the week?
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to Rebirth as well. Thanks everyone for listening. This week is GDC for me, so I'm going to be playing a whole bunch of upcoming demos, which I'm pretty excited about. And I'll have all that to talk about next week. But until
Nice.
then, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.